Do you notice how peace and quiet in this Western world is put behind a paywall? Peace and quiet are pretty much luxuries. You have to make a certain amount to be able to live in a neighborhood where you have peace and quiet and where you have a parking lot and where you have safety and a little bit of quiet. If not, you're gonna have to live in the city and you're gonna have to deal with constant noise, constant stress, um, constant light pollution as well too. Look, I've spent like 20 to 30 minutes when I get home from work or when I get home from errands having to constantly circle the block for parking because where I live in my particular neighborhood and in before, oh, you just need to move, oh, you just need to pick up your bootstraps and leave to a better area. Well, that takes money and that takes a lot of mobility to be able to do. You can't just snap your fingers and come up with first month, last month, and security deposit. Not in this economy. Not when your dollar ain't shit at this juncture in time. But on top of juggling bills, on top of juggling responsibility, on top of juggling family obligations, I'm having to worry about where I'm going to have to put my car each and every day. And to those who are out of touch and those who live under better circumstances that tell you, oh, just touch grass, oh, just try to decompress. Well, those people live in nice neighborhoods where they have their own parking garage and they don't have to worry about constantly looking for parking, even if they just want to go grocery shopping. And they get back from doing that. There's no amount of self-care that can be done to fully reel that in unless you have a lot of money, unless you have a money cannon to fling yourself into a better spot. Again, the same people that will tell you to touch grass or to find peace and quiet, they live in nice areas. They don't hear sirens. They don't have to fight for parking. Their calm isn't earned. It's baked into their zip code and district. This is what class looks like everyday life. This is what the precariat has to go through. They have to put in way more mental load to fulfill the basics in their lives, as opposed to people who are part of the reacher and ownership class. This is what life as the precariat is about. The ability to have peace isn't just for rent and mortgage. It's about location, it's about zoning, and as well as distance from the chaos. And the people that just say just work harder don't realize that peace has been monetized. The rest itself has become gated in a sense. And for the precariat, there's no true rest. Just the next thing, the next errand you have to run, or the next day of noise. Again, one false move, your car gets towed. One false move, and you're having to make expensive repairs on your car that wipe out your savings. Everything is is hanging by a thread as being part of the precariat. Anything and everything that can go wrong often does. But people like us don't have the money cushion to always deal with those sort of things. When you're precariat, you can't plan around your life because you often work jobs that don't provide benefits, or you're stitching together gig work. So because your hours are constantly accounted for and your schedule's constantly changing, it's hard to make real and concrete plans like doing things like self-care or, going for a hike or going for like a staycation in a place near your state or whatever. Whereas the reacher class and the ownership class have steady schedules or flexible jobs or remote jobs. People in the reacher ownership class are often part of the upper middle class and the elite. And they also have access to what many sociologists would call the marriageable class, i.e. people with similar education, stable incomes, and supportive social networks. Their marriages function as economic partnerships or as ways to consolidate wealth, pooling together their resources, property, and professional networks. And for them, marriage still carries tangible benefits, like home ownership, inheritance, tax advantages, and intergenerational wealth transfer. Meanwhile, us in the precariat, we face a different reality entirely. We have to worry about economic precarity. We have to worry about unstable wages, housing insecurity, and also the lack of paid time off or benefits to be able to mitigate certain things in our lives. And that makes traditional marriage less attainable and risky. So the precariat, we're locked out of marriage because we don't have stability in our lives. Like I had mentioned in previous episodes, a single job loss, eviction, or medical bill can mess up everything. So instead, people like us in the precariat have to forego having a traditional lifestyle and a traditional family. We have to do cohabitation without marriage, or other alternative sort of lifestyles, which I refuse to indulge in. But or we have to worry about perpetual singleness. These are the strategies that the precariat have to cobble together in order to get by in this society. But enough from me. Again, this is the Precariat Podcast. Hope you have a good one. Peace out and ciao.